Hello, everybody, and welcome to our new moon ceremony honoring this beautiful new moon in Aries that we have today and tonight. I hope you're excited. I just went live in our full moon ritualist group. And by the way, if you don't know, we have Facebook groups for my online classes. I teach 3 online classes every month on gemstones, aromatherapy, and magic and ritual. But we also have Facebook groups that are just open to the public who want to learn more about different topics. And so our full moon ritualist group on Facebook is where we discuss everything lunar. And so at the new moon, I went in live today to talk about the themes of the new moon. We do the same thing at the full moon. And so if you are a lunatic, if you are somebody who goes crazy for the moon and you're not in our full moon group, would love to have you. I want to welcome you tonight. I'm really excited to have you here. So yes, I know I will. I'll repeat a little bit of what I said tonight because I think it's really powerful medicine. We're going to talk about Aries tonight. If you're in Aries, this new moon is in your sign. And so we're going to talk about what it means to invoke new beginnings in Aries. Aries, of course, is the first sign of the zodiac. And so it is a sign of new beginnings in itself. Aries is direct action. Aries knows how to get things done. But here's the Achilles heel of Aries. Are you ready? Aries knows that they're right, and they usually are. And by right, I mean accurate. So if you ask an Aries for directions, you're not going to get lost. If you ask an Aries to help you manage your finances, you're probably going to do well. If you ask an Aries for relationship advice, they probably have something wise to tell you. They're just sort of all around wise people, but they know it. Okay. And what that creates is a lot of pressure on Aries. I'm raising an Aries. My son is an Aries. And he already at 11 says things to me like, it's a lot of pressure to be right. It's a lot of pressure to have my facts in order and always be making decisions based on those facts, right? It is a lot of pressure for you, Aries. Aries' Achilles heel is their ego. It's really true. Aries can fall into the trap of thinking that they're always right because there's something unique and special about them. And the reality is, Aries is a very spiritual sign. And for those of us who are engaged in a serious spiritual practice, we believe that it's not really us doing the work. Do you know what I mean? It's spirit working through us. It's spirit guiding us. It's spirit moving our hands, right? It's spirit who embeds and imbues us with this wisdom. And so it's really important from an ego perspective to recognize that if you're always right, maybe spirit is behind that. And so Aries has to really work with the ego. Aries is one of the main signs that struggles with the I am. Aries, Capricorn, this is where you see power struggles in relationship to, is it me doing it or is it the divine working through me? All the fire signs have a little bit of this energy in them. Aries is the more blatant about it. Okay. Leo doesn't think they're always right. It's funny, right? I'm going to dispel that myth. Leo doesn't always think they're right. And neither does Sagittarius. And it's good because Leos aren't always right. Sagittarius is not always right. The problem for Aries is they are almost always right. They are almost always right. So what do you do? So tonight, Aries, we're going to talk about you. Action, intention, and balancing the light and shadow of your sign. So I'm going to smudge a little bit. I want to invite you to smudge too. We're using white sage, which is my favorite smudge. Clears all the negative energy out. You don't have any low vibes around when you clear with white sage. I've always been taught both by Native American teachers and non-Native American teachers that anything dark can't sustain itself in the presence of Salvia apiana. It really does clear low and dark energies. And then what you can do afterward is burn something like Palo Santo or sweetgrass or lavender to bring in sweet spirits, to attract the good spirits once you have released what isn't serving you. So we've done that. And I want to get you into the habit. I really think you should smudge every day. I smudge multiple times a day. There is a smudge bowl in my bathroom. There's a smudge bowl. There are 1,000 smudge bowls around Sage Goddess, but that probably doesn't surprise you. I have a smudge bowl here on the altar. I probably have 4 at my house. So I have 1 outside at my house. So you just should have a smudge bowl around you all the time. And whenever you feel the need, just clear it. You should clear your cell phone once a day. What you do is you take your phone and hold it over the bowl and then flip it and hold it. And then the most important thing, did you know, is to clear your hands once a day. Your hands, think about what your hands are holding. How much energy do your hands take in, right? It's a nonstop feedback loop with your hands. So you have to smudge your hands every day too. Though I love that. Alicia says she burns cedar and uses sea salt water. So I think, you know, like whatever your preferred method is, some people don't like the smell of white sage, by the way. So I always say, find your favorite smudge and kind of stick with it. I love white sage because when I smell it, I feel protected and I feel like it's a huge hug, but that's because of how I've used it for all these decades and the meaning that it has come to have in my life and my own tradition and my own learnings too. So love, love, love. Okay. So I want you to roll your shoulders back. I'm going to read to you a little bit about new moon in Aries. What is a new moon in Aries? And, you know, our broader theme for tonight is igniting your personal power, right? We're going to be working with our Ignite candle, Ignite perfume. There's a new moon set in the shop for every new moon. And by the way, next month's set is in the shop right now. Did you see that we have 18% off at sagegoddess.com today with code newmoon18? That's almost 20% off of anything today, but it includes your new moon set for next month. We have a new moon in Taurus, which is going to be really exciting. We'll talk about that at the end of our time together tonight. Okay, you have your Crazy Lace Agate Palm Stone, which is about strength, energizing, protective, stimulating. You have Red Aventurine, which is for passion. You have Congo Citrine, which is about prosperity and manifesting intentions. By the way, Aries is all solar plexus. If you want to know which chakra Aries as a sign activates and governs, it's the solar plexus, which is your center of personal power and will and responsibility. And so Congo Citrine is the perfect stone for activating that. And then Bloodstone, which is a master healer. It's a stamina stone. This is what I give to, I have a lot of endurance athletes as clients. Might surprise you, but a lot of law enforcement and a lot of endurance athletes. And so my endurance athletes, Bloodstone is the stone I give them. It helps them run faster, longer, with fewer injuries, and supports muscle health. It also supports physical stamina, emotional stamina, and spiritual stamina. So if you're really going through it right now, emotionally, physically, spiritually, in whatever way, Bloodstone is going to be a really helpful companion for you. Oh, I love that. The journey is sitting by a campfire. I wish I was there with you right now. I am there with you right now. Okay, I'm going to use a wand from the shop today to teach you how to draw your intentions in the field. Are you ready? I've got a whole new practice for you tonight. If you don't have a wand right now, you should get one. But you should use your wand tonight. And you can use any wand you want, but I'm looking for a single terminated, meaning it has either a sphere or a finished end here and a single point, because we are going to draw our intentions in the field. So go get your wand if you don't have one. And then in your set, you received your Ignite incense. And so I'm going to be burning one of our beautiful incense sticks. I hope you loved the Ignite incense. It's one of my favorites. And I love incense sticks. And I made the video to show you guys how to use the box that it came with. So hopefully that was helpful guidance for you too, because it's kind of magical what you can do with the box. Let me show you really quick if you didn't see the video. I think there's a few of the kits left, but I'm not sure, but it'd be a good opportunity to use your discount. So this is the box that came as your free gift with this month's set. It has a hole right here. So what you do is you put your incense stick inside, and you can do it with me now if you have it. And then you take your lighter and you light it. Make sure I really got it lit. Yeah, it's lit. And then what you do is you close the box, and the smoke comes through the, it comes through the holes. Is that the coolest thing? So it's designed to do that. And it also stores all of your incense. And so you can put all of your sticks in here. It's a storage box, but it's also a burning box. Isn't that beautiful? So I'm going to leave that lit. That's magic to me. the smell of that. So good to see you guys. I'm really, really glad that you're here with me tonight. Tonight's a big deal because this new moon is about you getting clear and is about you taking decisive action in your life. Yes, if you do not have a wand, I will tell you, I'm a collector of wands and I could not do what I do in my practice without them. So you should find a wand. Actually, these are coming to the shop in a couple of days. So you can keep, if you like this one, you can keep your eye out for it. We try to bring in wands every so often. If you don't have a wand tonight, do you have a quartz point? Because this is a wand. I mean, at the end of the day, right, you don't have to have the fanciest equipment. You just have to have the equipment. So this is a wand. And you can use your quartz point, single terminated, to draw your intentions in the field. Are you ready? But it has to be a terminated point in order for you to do this work tonight. You can use your finger. But quartz is a magnifier. There's a reason we use the specific tools that we use. Quartz magnifies your intentions. That's why writing in the field with quartz is more powerful than working with almost anything else. So fantastic. If you've got rose quartz or if you've got whatever you got, you're going to be in good shape. Okay, you ready? Roll your shoulders back. Take a deep breath. Exhale, release every bit of oxygen from your lungs. Feel your diaphragm compress. Bring yourself back to your breath. Whenever you're stressed, whenever you're anxious, whenever you're afraid, bring yourself back to your breath. If you can, bring yourself back to your heartbeat. Those are the two things that calm you down. And I say this all the time, but the reason your heartbeat calms you down is that's the first sound you ever heard in utero, was your mother's heartbeat in the womb. It's the first boom, boom, boom. And it's the last thing you'll hear when you die is your own heartbeat as it concludes. And so it is the vital sound of the universe. And some people say it's the sound of God, but your heartbeat truly is your most divine connection to your own center. And so bring yourself back to the heartbeat, back to the breath. It'll constantly and instantly calm you and bring you into present time. So I'm going to read you a little bit from when the moon transits Aries. What does it mean when the moon is moving in this sign? If you're in Aries, you already know what it means, but you can listen anyway. When the moon transits Aries, she's a fierce warrioress. She's a knightess in shining armor, and she will save you. She moves fast, especially in defense of those she loves. I will tell you, do not cross an Aries. Because Aries is patient, right? So a lot of signs, you cross them, they get mad, and Scorpio will just sting you right away, right? Aries is patient and calculating. They're impulsive, but they're patient at the same time. She moves fast, especially in defense of those she loves. She finds safety in constant action, as if she can outrun anything if she's fast enough. Is that true, Aries? It can be hard to hold her down, that Aries, and she likes to run her own show. If you're with her, you better get on the bus and learn to enjoy the ride. She's going regardless, and she's in the driver's seat, and she does not need your help. Moon in Aries has the heart of a pioneer, blazing new trails just for the experience of it. Don't tell her that you know how things are going to turn out, because she has to try and figure it out for herself. The fire of life is ablaze within Aries. She's direct, assertive, reactive, proactive, easy to anger, but don't let her scare you, because she's equally susceptible to fear. And there are many fears in her mind. The fire of life itself, she's equally susceptible to fear, and there are many fears, especially while she's trying so hard to be brave. Aries often acts before she thinks, but she is a champion that has a heart of gold. Her new intentions and yours are strongly supported. Aries New Moon is the perfect time for setting intentions to have more courage, more will, and more strength. When the moon is dark in Aries, we are motivated to get going, to come out of hiding. Have you been feeling like that? Like antsiness, like I gotta go, I gotta do, I gotta make it, I gotta create flow. That's new moon in Aries. New projects, new cycles, new physical fitness routines, new ways of eating and engaging your health are especially supported by the dark moon in Aries. If you've been struggling to assert yourself and go after what you want, use this new moon to start acting on your own behalf. If you're bored and you're ready for something new, throw your essential things in a bag and hit the road, letting your instincts lead the way. Make a pact with yourself to nurture your inherent right to live, to want, to desire, and to take up your full space on this planet. Get physically strong, take up a new sport, get outside and engage in healthy competition. Be a hero to yourself, to your loved ones, and the world. And just be you most of all, for that is all that you can be. And do not engage the fatal flaw that many Aries succumb to. Do not believe that you are the source of your own power, for you know that you are a channel of the divine at your best. And tonight, Aries, what we can tell you most of all is that you are enough. You have nothing to prove. We believe in your strength. We believe in your power. We know how assertive and strong you can be. And so tonight, we are just trying to tap into some of that energy, Aries. And we are thankful that you are here. What would we do? What would we do without our Aries to lead the way, to inspire us? You know, Aries are the ones who are going to get out there and they're going to try. And they're going to see, and they're going to explore, and they're going to gather information, and they're going to research, and they're going to grow, and they're going to climb the ladder, and they're going to be successful. That's just the imprinting of Aries. And if they get beyond their ego, there's actually nothing they can't achieve. And the same is true for you tonight, whether you're an Aries or not. If you can get beyond your ego, there's nothing you can't achieve. But I'll tell you, ego hangs everybody up. If you don't believe me, turn on CNN. It'll show you right away. Turn on any news channel you want. It'll show you 10 different ways people are getting hung up by ego right now. And so if those aren't powerful enough examples for you, then I would love for you to take a moment right now and close your eyes. Where in your life is your ego too dominant? Do you think you're right and they're wrong? Do you think you know what, should be done, but they have no idea? You think you understand truth and wisdom. They don't get it, right? Because again, one of the fundamental misconceptions, and I really want to make this point tonight because it's been made to me many times and it has shifted the way I think about everything. I really want to make this point to you tonight. You have to get to a place, and this is so important, where you are in a state of total acceptance and non-resistance in your life. Sending love to the siren. We've had a lot of sirens today. You have to get to a place in your life where you are in an active state of non-resistance. Whatever comes, comes. And you work with whatever gets presented. But you also have to depersonalize and recognize that not everything is about you all the time. Aries has a really hard time with this, but it's actually the key to freedom for Aries. If they really understood that it isn't actually about them and that they're free to just be, they don't have to be perfect. They don't have to have all the answers. Where in your life, think about this. Well, you don't have to watch the news to see ego, you guys. Turn on anything, right? You don't have to turn on the news to see the ego. And by the way, in this lifetime, you're never going to fully conquer your ego, but that's not what you're here for, right? But it's a work in progress. I still struggle with my ego. You probably still struggle with your ego. I think most people who are honest will say, as long as they're in a human body, they still struggle with it. But at a certain point, you have to understand it's not about you. Pretty much nothing's about you. And that you don't have to have all the answers. And the older you get, if you're in your 20s or 30s or 40s, you might not fully believe me on this just yet. But as you get into the later decades of your life, you actually find huge comfort in the not knowing and not having all the answers. You get out of that binary, I'm right, they're wrong, or, I'm good, they're bad, or I know the answers and they don't understand anything. You get out of that, and then you realize that nobody has to have the answers. Nobody has to be right. You can just let things be as they are. Can you imagine that right now in your life? If you stopped resisting everything you didn't like and just allowed it to be, to give it the same freedom that you desire, I bet you'd be a lot happier. That's just a guess. I think the fact that we have so many people on our planet who are hurting and depressed and anxious and frustrated and sad and suicidal and all of these things, I think it's largely a result of getting to a certain point where the living in this kind of division, this state of, me versus them or separation, ultimately leads to sadness. Am I alone? Is this all there is? Do I always have to be right and powerful? And so anyway, I give all of that to you to think about, because there's real liberation in saying, I don't have to have all the answers. I don't need to know. I will be given the wisdom I need at the time I need it. And I'm just walking this path as authentically and fully as I can. And I trust that all my needs are provided for. And I love everyone around me as an echo of me. I see that there is no separation between me and all forms of life. That is the pathway to peace. Yeah, and I think for a lot of people, it comes in their 50s. Some people get pissed in their 50s, though. I mean, that whole archetype of the grumpy, the grumpy old man or the grumpy old woman, it can go that way too. A really, really beautiful quote from someone I love very much early in my life was, as I was asking, what's the secret to aging beautifully? Because she aged flawlessly. She's now in her 70s. And she said, there's two types of people in this world. This is really good for New Moon and Aries too, because you got to choose tonight how you want to live. There's two types of people in this world. There are people who wither and there are people who thrive. Let me say that again. There's two types of people in this world. There's people who wither and there's people who thrive. The people who wither age badly, get grumpy, it's me versus them. They always have something to complain about. Their health is failing. And you know what I mean? Like everything is just downhill. Nothing ever works well for them. Do you know anybody who's withering? I got a whole crew of people in my life who are withering, and I watch, and it's sad because you don't want people to wither. And then you have people who thrive, right? I'm alive. How flippin' awesome is that? I'm alive today. I have this day. It's beautiful today. I have people in my life who love me. I have my health. I have so much to look around and be grateful for. And I'm going to thrive. And it doesn't matter what happened to my relatives. It doesn't matter what happened to everybody else. It doesn't matter who's right, who's wrong. I'm going to live this life and I'm going to thrive. And I'm going to enjoy every flippin' minute of it because it's short. And I know when I go back, I'm going to miss it. I will reflect upon how beautiful this experience was. Because once you cross over, you really do forget. It's another type of amnesia, how hard this life was. And you appreciate it for the beauty that it brought you. You going to thrive or you going to wither? It sucks sometimes when your own family chooses to wither. That's part of my path, is I have people in my family who choose to wither. And I have to watch that. But it's a really good reminder for me that's not how it's going to go. And it's not how it's going to go for you either. Right? The unsinkable Molly Brown is right. Phoenix and Fae form. I love that. That's so good. You going to thrive? New Moon in Aries says you're going to thrive. Are you ready? Okay. You're going to ignite. Not only are you going to thrive, you're going to burn for it, right? No, and I mean, Eve, I absolutely see you. Whether it's your child, your parent, your sister, your brother, watching anybody wither that you love is very difficult. But grace, the path of grace and compassion and beauty, is recognizing that the only path you can walk is yours. And if you spend your life looking around judging everybody else, you're gonna wither. But if you look around and say, everybody has free will, I wish everyone well, I send love out to the universe, I'm so grateful for my life, you're going to thrive. And that's all there is to it. It's as simple as that. So let's ignite your passion tonight. Are you ready? All kinds of passion. Physical passion, emotional passion, spiritual passion. We're igniting everything tonight. So the invocation on the candle says, let's read it together. As I light this candle, I invoke the fierce warrior within, my knightess in shining armor. I ignite the spark of Aries when the moon is dark. I blaze new trails so that I may live. Desire. I'm alive. I'm brave. I'm a force of nature. Right? Your goal should be to live your life in such a way that people are so inspired by what they see in you, the light, the beauty, the wisdom, the truth that they see in you, that they go and try to find it in themselves. Your goal in life should be that people are so inspired by your example, your light, your wisdom, your beauty, your truth, your authenticity, that they are so inspired by you that they go and look for those things in themselves. And then that is the ultimate path to wisdom. And that's how you become a teacher in every moment. So good. Okay, I'm going to anoint with ignite. I almost said anite. I made up a new word just now for anointing with ignite. I love ignite. A lot of you liked it too. I really appreciate the feedback that you gave too. Oak moss, bergamot, and cedarwood. So all that citrus you're smelling is bergamot. Did you know that what a huge prosperity oil and manifestation oil bergamot is? It's like one of the most important prosperity essential oils you can work with. Super powerful. Bergamot totally opens that solar plexus. And so it's a really powerful one. And then cedarwood is for fire energy. Oak moss is for growth, money and prosperity and success. So your ignite perfume doubles very powerfully as another prosperity perfume for you. But here's the thing. Aries people tend to be prosperous. Aries, Taurus, Leo, they tend to be prosperous. And the reason is they really believe in their own ability to create prosperity. A lot of signs don't believe in their ability to create prosperity. And so you have a whole half of the zodiac who thinks it's possible to be prosperous and that they're worthy of it and they know how to attract it. And you have a whole half of the zodiac who doesn't think it's possible and they struggle a little bit more to achieve. And so working with some of the Aries oriented tools can help you push past some of those obstacles. If you're one of those people who feels like it's not going to happen for you, right? You have to be able to push through, and that fire energy is really powerful. Well, next month we have new moon in Taurus. So I'll talk to you about what we're doing next month at the end of tonight, but your tools for next month are about indulgence. Taurus is all about money and beauty, baby. Taurus likes money and Taurus likes beauty. And did you know that Taurus, in my experience, Taurus people are the most profound creators of beauty in the world. No one, and I've said this many times, no one knows how to take an idea and manifest it beautifully like a Taurus. I trust Taurus people just completely intuitively, whether they're photographers, painters, graphic artists. My graphic design team has almost always been staffed by Taurus. I've got a beautiful Pisces in there now. And Pisces is the same way, right? They are the natural born artists. So if you want to create beauty in your life, surround yourself with Taurus people. And we're going to talk next month about what that looks like. Love you, Taurus. No, sir, it's true, Pushita. You do that too. You bring beauty to the world. And here's what's really special about Taurus people. They don't have to work at it. Taurus people just show up and there's beauty. It's absolutely effortless for them. Just like with Aries, power is effortless. With Taurus, beauty is effortless. So the rest of us can get a little jealous, but we have our own gifts too. And so we have to focus on what do we bring that's helpful. But I do love me some Taurus all the time. I will tell you that right now. Okay, so are you ready? We're going to do this. I'm going to teach you something, and then we're going to open our container and we're going to practice it. So I'm going to teach you the concept first. So as I said earlier, if you join me a little bit late, you need a wand. And that's because we are going to write your intentions in the field. One of the big secrets to manifestation is understanding that it's almost like, do you guys remember Etch-a-Sketch? I'm totally dating myself. I was born in 73, and I sure did have a whole bunch of Etch-a-Sketches when I was little. It's still one of my favorite toys. I got one from my daughter, and she looked at me like I had two heads, like it was the dumbest, most boring thing I had ever given her. And I understand compared to an iPad that an Etch-a-Sketch is not maybe super cool or super fun, but I loved it. I thought it was very magical. And that's actually, do you still have one? That's actually how manifestation works. The universe is like the Etch-a-Sketch, and what you draw and move and push into that field, the impressions that you make are what you create. And the key to manifestation is you have to be able to see it. You can't just think about it. You have to be able to see it in your mind's eye, and you have to be able to feel it, because it's the feeling and the vision that creates an imprint in the matrix. Does that make sense? Your thoughts don't create it, and your vision boards don't create it. I hate to say it, but vision boards are interesting. And do I think they're powerful tools? They can be, but they are not as powerful as you actually moving the energy in the field, either with your hands. Like I said, I always use a wand, but however you choose to do it. Isn't that cool? That's right. The Buddha board is, I love that, Shakti. I actually bought that for my daughter too, but she also had no patience for that because she was like, painting with water, anyway, we have to explain to kids today that some of these toys are cool, even if they don't seem super cool. Okay, you ready? Are you ready to etch a sketch? So let us open the container, calling in all of our spirit guides at this new moon, all of our guides of creation and manifestation. I'm going to lower the blind here just a little bit because in 5 minutes you won't be able to see me very well, so stand by. That's much better. Okay. And so we first call to the guardians of the East, as we always do, welcoming in guides and guardians of the Eastern Gateway tonight, opening us to a new beginning tonight, this new moon in Aries, which is all about intention and activation of energies, bringing new form into matter and into being, allowing our thoughts to manifest in form, and recognizing that everything we create has to be in alignment with the highest good of all kind. And so we welcome the guides and the guardians of the Eastern Gateway. Guardians and guides of the Southern Gateway, we welcome you as well. Fire element energy tonight, courage, passion, stamina, strength, the ability to stand tall in the midst of challenges and chaos. That's all direction of south. We welcome that courage tonight. It's going to take big courage for some of us to push past our ego, to be able to stand in that strong I am tonight and be able to create from a space of intention. So guardians of the Southern Gateway, we welcome you tonight. Guides and guardians of the Western Gateway, this is all about connection to the emotions in the West. And so we welcome just a fountain of beautiful, energetic, and emotional experiences tonight. Connect us with our desire. I always say desire, faith, and hope are the three most powerful emotions that a human can experience. Desire, faith, and hope. You have to have faith that there's something outside of you, or you become despondent. You have to have hope that your future can be brighter than your present. That keeps you engaged and focused and able to manifest. And so those are very important abilities that you need to encounter and engage tonight. And this new moon in Aries can summon all of those within you. Desire, of course, is the lifeblood, the gasoline that powers the universe. Your desires are planted in your heart. You think it's you wanting that job, or you think it's you wanting that partnership, or you think it's you wanting to move to a different state, but it's actually the universe wanting through you. And so when you honor that desire, whatever your desire is, when you honor it, you're actually honoring the entire universe's desire as well. And I think that's how, when people say, well, she just seems lucky, or she seems like she leads a charmed life. People who seem lucky, what they're doing is honoring the fact that the universe has placed desires within them, and then they respond and manifest those desires. And so it looks like luck, but really what it is good listening. And so guardians of the West, we ask you to connect us with our deep emotions, our deep desires, our deep passions tonight, because we know that sitting inside of all of that desire and passion is our truest and most authentic and powerful path to possibility. And so we welcome your presence tonight. And then guides and guardians of the Northern Gateway, we ask for your strength. We ask for ancestral wisdom tonight. How have people in your line, think about this in the direction of north, okay? How have people in your line worked with their egos? Think about down your father's line. Think about down your mother's line. Is there energy? Is there karma? Is there forgiveness? Is there compassion that needs to be expressed for work of the ego as it has manifested through your line, right? Do you have, energies to release? Do you have debts to repay? Do you have sort of loose ends to tie up, right? And so guardians of the North, we ask for focus and for energy tonight to recognize not just the work we're doing tonight, but how that work has manifested in our lines, in our maternal lines, and in our paternal lines, and how our mothers and our mothers' mothers and all the way down that line, and how our fathers and our fathers' fathers and all the way down that line have also worked through these issues and encountered challenges. And then how can we work to release some of those energies now to bring bigger blessings into our life, to overcome some of those blockages? And so we welcome your presence in the circle tonight. And so with that, our beautiful circle is open. And now everybody has stuff in their line that needs to be kind of roto-rooted out, right? Like everybody has karma and poor decisions, right? Conscious pain that was created in their line. And so it's powerful work for you to go back now through and see how you can clear some of that consciously. And you may not even know everything that you're clearing. I always give my guides permission. Clear everything that needs to be cleared from my lines. You have my permission to do so. Amen, aho, and so it is. And you could even just say that right now, and how beautiful, right? Like that would be for you to be able to express that today. If you saw my live earlier, today's all about forgiveness and compassion. That's right, the sins of the father. And that's no joke, right? And a lot of people only realize how not a joke it is when they have their own children. And the pain that comes from seeing your father's and your father's stuff that you didn't clean up now being passed forward to your children's generation. That actually is the reason a lot of people find me. They end up in my classes because they're like, you know what? I've had kids and now I see how I'm passing all this crap down and I don't want to keep doing that anymore. How do I stop this? Because we do a lot of karmic work in the classes. And so if you're there, just know I have huge compassion for you. There is still a way for you to do that work. And the best news is nobody has to be alive for you to do it. There's lots of different energetic work you can do to even forgive down your line those who are deceased. Because of course their energy is still alive. That's good stuff. Okay. Now, I want you to choose 2 stones tonight that you're going to charge with the energy of this experience. The 2 that I'm working with tonight that just have been calling to me since I picked up my tools for tonight are citrine and red aventurine. To me, these embody Aries on every level. And because I'm actually working with that decisive, active energy stream, I find that indecision is the enemy of a spiritual person. You have to make a choice and then move intentionally in the direction of your choice. If you waffle and you can't make up your mind and you're not sure, and I thought about it, but there's benefits here, but then there's drawbacks there, nothing ever gets created. So I'm actually channeling some of this Aries energy tonight to push myself past my own blocks, because we all get to those places where we get blocked. And sometimes we need to work with our tools and our allies to get us past that point. Does that make sense? So pick up 2. Well, Stacey Bell, what I always tell people is if you have kids, you probably will mess them up. I always say my kids are going to need therapy for something. Their mom has purple hair, and a lot of other weird things. Their mom believes that there's a spirit world that, some people can see and some people can't. That's a little weird. I will say I'm thankful because most of my kids think what I do is kind of cool, but that could change, right? So I always say they're going to need therapy for something. I just hope it's something worthwhile. Okay, grab your stones. You've got your stones. I actually think that when you are working on your spiritual path and you're really consciously trying to become the best version of you that you can, you're going to be a good parent. You're going to think that you're going to make mistakes, but I guarantee you, if you're trying, your kids see it. You know what I mean? Kids are smart. Even the tiniest ones can see who's real and who's not, who's working toward love and who's not, who's embodying, a oneness consciousness and who's not. Kids can sniff that stuff out so fast. I'll have somebody over and the kids will be like, I don't like that person. Why don't you like that person? I can just tell that they're not real. Kids know. So I would not worry. Trust that your kids have more intelligence than you think sometimes. And they see you. They see the work that you're doing and they're proud of you. They came here to do this work with you in many ways. Okay, so our candles are lit. We've got our stones. I want you to imagine that out in front of you, I know you're looking at me right now, but I want you to imagine a huge whiteboard, okay, or a huge projection screen. And make it as big as you want. You can make it the size of the whole room that you're in, okay? And I want you to imagine that it's not one-dimensional or two-dimensional. This screen is almost like it's like, the Etch-a-Sketch, or even think of it differently, like clay that you can model and form. You can pull it together and create things out of it, or you can push it out and spread things out, right? If you feel like, let's talk about illness, which is a really tight energy stream. You can move into illness energetically and push it out and spread it out and dissipate it, which I have seen people do, which actually can move. Like I had a client who had diverticulitis. She went in through meditation and dislodged that pocket in her intestine and released it. Because diverticulitis is karma. I mean, I'm sorry, but diverticulitis is every wound that you didn't address that has now formed a pocket in your physical intestine and is drawing energy into it where it rots. If that isn't karma, and I've never known anybody who had diverticulitis who didn't have serious karmic issues that they were working through, and not just from this lifetime, but from every past lifetime before. I've never met anybody who had diverticulitis and couldn't trace it back to energy. Okay. So indeed, right? I mean, all of this, everything that manifests in the physical body starts as an energetic issue. If you do this work tonight, you're going to improve your health. And I really believe that with all my heart. You ready? So I want you to imagine on this screen that this is your screen. Okay. Make it 10 feet by 20 feet, 30 feet by 60 feet. This is your creation screen tonight. And using this new moon in Aries energy, I want you to imagine that you can project or push onto or paint onto that screen, whatever your favorite modality is. Some people like to squish the energy and pull it and shape it. I'm going to draw with my wand. You can imagine finger painting into it, whatever feels good to you. This is your screen of creation tonight. And Aries is the one sign that gets it done. It is the primary sign. It's the first in the zodiac. So if you're ready to initiate and ignite tonight, I want you to think about that screen. And I want you to imagine, we're going to write, but I want you to imagine drawing now your dream of what you want to create. And you can write words energetically. You can draw pictures. If you want that house that you've been thinking about, draw it. The windows, where the sunlight is going to hit, how you're going to turn the backyard, how you're going to move. Maybe there's a room. You're going to create a door here because you're going to create a new studio for yourself, and you're going to build a door and you're going to turn it. Then you're going to create a garden all the way around it. Maybe there's a river close by. Yes, let's draw the river that's going to surround your property, and maybe you're going to have a boat that sits on that river. Maybe this is an image of your perfect health, right? You've been wanting to lose 50 pounds for 30 years. And so you're ready to really do it. So here's a picture of yourself. You're going to draw yourself having lost the weight. You're going to draw your perfect, your perfect weight, whatever that number is, right? Whatever it is. My ideal weight is always between 125 and 130. I've reached my ideal weight, by the way, in the last 2 years, having lost almost 35 pounds now. And it's been energetic. And alkalizing my diet. I didn't make any changes to my exercise routine. I didn't even really make that much change to my diet. Everything in your life, your energy, your weight, your happiness, your prosperity, your health, your relationship with your family is energetic. And you can shift it. And it's just that easy. I appreciate that, but I want to inspire you too. It's like, what is it that you really are ready to do? Because when you're ready, it happens effortlessly. When you're ready, right? So what do you want to create? I wanted to lose weight because I was starting to feel like I didn't have enough energy to keep up with my kids. And that was a huge bummer, right? And so it's like, what is your desire and what is the intention behind it? So are you ready? You ready to draw with me? That's right, Dawn Fisher. I'm proud of you, girl. I mean, that's, when you're talking 30, 40, 50 pounds, that's no joke, right? That's a third of a person, half of a person. So this is my right hand is my projecting hand. And so that is the hand that I create with. If your left hand is your projecting hand, then that's the hand that you create with. So whatever your projecting hand, this is my receiving hand. So I call things in, but I push energy out, which is what I'm doing now. I'm pushing energy into the matrix right now. Okay. So I want you to think about the 3 things that you want to create in the next 30 days. 3 things, 30 days. I'm trying to limit you a little bit. What will that be for you? Think about personal, professional, right? If you're ambidextrous, just ask yourself and your guides what your power hand is, because that's your projecting hand, and then go with that one. So if you're ambidextrous, my daughter's ambidextrous too. So that's the struggle is real. Are you ready? 3 things, 30 days. Okay, now I want you to imagine that this is your whiteboard, and this is as real as the day is long, my friends. Truly, you're going to see the power of this as it unfolds over the next cycles in your life. I want you to start drawing what you want. Is it growth? You can imagine something that's small, and then imagine spreading the energy out. Like, let's say you want to grow your business and your business is this big right now. We're going to blow it up. So let's draw the size of your business today. Let's draw the dream size. Let's call in all the resources and the energy that you will need to help you grow your business. Let's call in people finding you, seeing you, learning from you, appreciating you, enjoying you. Let's call in you knowing exactly what to offer and how to offer it, and being a voice of wisdom and inspiration. For your health, let's look at your health today, right? Where do you need to improve your health? And then let's expand your health out to maybe let's draw you, right? Let's draw a figure of you, arms and legs. If there's pain in your intestine, let's imagine pulling that pain out of your intestine and then replacing that energy with comfort, freedom. If you're experiencing, pain in your nervous system, nerve pain down your back, we can imagine just removing that pain. You can imagine that there's another you that isn't experiencing that pain over here. And so this is a pain-free you. Let's pull some of that energy over here to call in those energy streams of comfort and lack of pain, okay? And now what you can do too is you can say, like, let's say you are trying to buy a car, or you're trying to buy a house, and there's a certain amount of money that you're trying to call in. You can actually write that number, right? Whatever that number is, and ask the universe to provide it to you. What is the number that you need? Or what is the number that you're looking for? For some people, it's going to be more of a concept, health, happiness. Let's imagine what makes you the happiest. This is another really beautiful place to start. What makes you happy? What makes you really, really, really happy? Is it music? Is it laughter? Is it time with your friends? Is it playing with crystals? Is it going shopping? Is it feeling good? Is it time in nature? Is it travel with your beloved? Let's imagine travel, right? Like, where would you like to go? Imagine anywhere in the world. And then draw a picture of it. You can write Paris. I want to go to Paris. I want to see the Eiffel Tower. And then I'm going to go to the Louvre Museum. And I'm going to imagine all the art that I'm going to see and taking pictures of that art and people walking by. And I imagine the food. I'm going to go to these beautiful restaurants and I'm calling in, all of the people I will meet and the beautiful places that I will see. Whatever it is you want to create, use your screen and use the whole thing. You can use the top right for your health. You can use the bottom right for your prosperity. You can use the bottom left for travel. You can use the top left for happiness, or you can use the space any way that you want. Aries wants you to take charge. Now I'm doing this for the next 30 days, then I'm going to open it up. So right now you're thinking 3 things, 30 days. Can you stay focused with me right here? 3 things, 30 days. Let's talk about tiny shifts in health. Let's talk about tiny shifts in happiness. Let's talk about peace that could come to you in 30 days. Let's talk about what are you looking for? What are your next 30 days goals? Annette says she wants to visit the Chalice Well in Glastonbury. Annette, I will hide in your suitcase so that I can come with you. Melody wants to come see me. Come. I'm imagining, I'm drawing Melody. And she's coming to Los Angeles. And then I'm drawing her plane and I'm imagining her plane flying safely here. You may think this is crazy, but honestly, it's fun and it really, really, really works because as you're drawing, you're imagining, right? New job, your pictures are overlapping, that's okay. You're working right now. Here's what you have to know. You're not working right now in 3D, okay? You're working in 5D. There's no space, there's no time. You're manifesting something in a different dimension that you can then pull into this dimension pretty effortlessly. This is what manifestation is. This is what Aries teaches us. Health, I love that. So Allie's drawing the Chalice Well, right? Big circle, Vesica Pisces, right? Beautiful flowers all around it, calling in the Chalice Well because it just seems to be present in the field. I'm wanting to go to the Chalice Well too and visit my sweet friends that live there. Love it. Jillian says, having my boys 100%, going to Scotland. Jillian is going to Scotland. Isn't it fun? Jada is going to Stonehenge. And we can imagine the pillars and Jada arriving. We can draw Jada's plane, and she's arriving, and she's ending up at Stonehenge, and she's in that beautiful sacred space. She's experiencing the energy. Michelle is going to lose 30 pounds. So Michelle is going to lose 30. She's going to go down 30 pounds. And then what you can do too is say, I'm going to lose weight in a healthy way. Because you always want to stipulate to the universe. We can always say, I want to lose weight, but then what if the universe answers you literally sometimes. So if you just say, I want to lose weight, you could lose weight by being sick. If you just say, I want to make money, you could earn money through an inheritance, right? The loss of someone. So you always want to stipulate with the universe. I want to lose weight, but in a healthy, slow, and natural way. I want to experience more abundance, but through positive means, not through loss, but through gain and through friendship and through creation and through beauty. And so I love it. So Jess is creating her own business. So Jess, I want you to think about what that business is. And maybe we draw like a happy face, we draw a dollar sign, we draw a circle of customers who are loving what Jess does. Jess, you could draw pictures of what it is that you create or what you want to create. And the longer you spend in this meditation, by the way, Source and your guides are going to start to show you what you should be doing. You can do a meditation like this and end up with ideas for new products or new services. I love that. So Renee is going to make money through selling her rental house. Phoenix and Farm is going to go to Ireland. Let's put that out there for you now. And you don't have to write. You can draw the country, right? You don't have to draw. You don't have to. The universe understands the subtlety, so you don't have to. You can use symbols. You don't have to use words. Alicia's going camping in the mountains. Pulgita's going to establish new friendships. Gypsy Goddess says, my right hand is healed. Right hand healed. And I can imagine you, Gypsy Goddess, having full use of your right hand. So we're just moving, like just imagine pulling the energy into the field, that she's got complete mobility, comfort, no pain in her right hand. Betty's going to publish her poetry. Stacy is calling in prosperity and financial abundance. Kimberly's getting accepted to graduate school. It's fun, isn't it? It's a little Hogwarts, but I do this for real. And I believe that it works. The universe is like a massive Etch-a-Sketch waiting for you to create the art of your life upon it. And the only limit to what you're going to create is your belief that you can. It's fun and it's true. The only limit to what you're going to create is your belief that you can. I know, right? Well, you know what? This is the fun part of magic, but it's also what this does. There's a couple of things that the wand is doing. First of all, it's forcing you into concrete action, which is New Moon Aries. Aries isn't going to just sit there and let you think about what you want. Aries is going to force you to articulate it and then take steps toward it. So let's talk about Stonehenge, right? What's the next step? Are you buying the tickets? Do you need to talk to a travel agent? Do you need to look at what time of year is good to travel? Do you have friends who are there? Can you stay with them? Where will you stay while you're in Stonehenge? When will you tour, right? What will you take with you? What's the purpose, the intention of your visit? Like, these are all the questions. And so as you answer each question, you're crystallizing, specifying, and your work becomes much more powerful. Nicole, I believe so. I always call in the corners or the quarters, the directions. You see me do it every time I do any ritual where I'm raising energy. I would say you don't have to, but it's a good safety measure because it creates a container for your ritual work. When the 4 directions are held, all the energy that you're raising right now for manifestation is bound. And so nothing negative can get in, and the power of your energy doesn't dissipate or leave. Does that make sense? And so that's why I go through all these protocol steps each time. Okay, so look at this. River Lily is so on right now. I'm going to lose weight in a healthy way, get back to 123 pounds. I'm going to have my company up and running by my husband's birthday, June 23rd. We'll do financially great with his company by June 23rd. So River Lily, June 23rd, success, prosperity. That her comment is so powerful, and I'll tell you why, because of the level of specificity of her intention. She's not leaving it up to the universe. She's being very specific about dates and desires. She's not manipulating free will in any way. This is all about her and what she intends to create in a specified time frame. It's really beautiful. The more specific you are and the more you allow the universe to leave the how up to them, the more likely you are to manifest what it is that you seek and desire. So that was a really beautiful example. So I love this, right? Okay, so Carly's going to segue us. Are you ready? Thank you for that, by the way. So Carly was saying, I'm hearing the 3-month thing, but I'm really feeling called to 6 months. Let's push this out. Are you ready? This is the last part of the meditation. Are you ready? 3 things, 3 years. 3 is a powerful number. If you don't believe me, think about how it shows up in magic, right? Father, Son, Holy Ghost, Maiden, Mother, Crown, the 3 primary phases of the moon, the sides of a triangle, right? And how that's inflected in sacred geometry. 3 is one of the most powerful numbers. 3, 9, and 12, our entire universe, all of our mathematics, all of our geometry, all of our magic is anchored in 3 numbers, 3, 9, and 12. And so 3 things, 3 years, 3, 3, 3. You ready? 3 things, 3 years. So Linda's art is going to be featured in galleries. 3 things, 3 years. This is by 2021, Linda, April 2021. Wasn't that interesting? Gansita Lover saw 3s right after my live. I love that. Okay, Tracy Mejia is getting to the weight I want. Susanna says, getting interviewed by my dream job place by May and getting accepted. Also meeting my twin flame, the one I've been waiting for all these years, and then everything makes sense. Girl, I will tell you, when I have met my twin flames, my soulmates in this life, it didn't always make sense. I wish that for you. Half the time it confused the shit out of me. So if it makes everything make sense for you, I'm going to celebrate that with you. May it be so. That's right. Even so. Okay. So Rosemary Asaro says, I'm going to be in a peaceful. So Rosemary, doing a heart. She's going to be in a peaceful relationship in harmony and love. And Rosemary, your spirit guides are giving me the word beauty as well. There's some kind of beauty aspect to this relationship that you're going to be in. I think it's because it's going to show you how beautiful you are. I feel like that's been kind of missing for you. So this relationship is going to be a mirror to you of your own beauty. Cherish. Published book, doing well, thriving business, healthy children, love and passion. Cherish has like the dream list. She's got book, health, success, and love. It is done. I love it. Jade is going to be 3 years. 3 years moved into the home at my daughter's that they're helping me in their property with a garden and a little fence. Distinguished author for Camilla Smith. Illustrator of young adult graphic novels, studio that publishes and produces movie content, vegan and healthy weight, wildest romance with live partner, girl, girl, girl. I want all of that for you. Okay, is this 3 year easier for you? Gives you a little more runway, right? Because you know the universe needs time. And one of the things to really think about as I'm reading all your comments, one of the things to really think about as you're impressing and imprinting on this beautiful screen of creation is that the universe put these desires in your heart for a reason. So the universe wants you to have these things. This isn't like, oh, this is my wish list and maybe I should feel guilty or don't other people need it more. The universe put these desires on your heart because you're supposed to create them. I wanted to create Sage Goddess. I can look back now and see that I was supposed to. And in fact, if I hadn't been diagnosed with MS, we wouldn't be sitting here right now. That was the push I needed to get out of my corporate lifestyle to be able to create space to do this. I wouldn't have been able to do it otherwise. And so I had to get sick to do this. So in a way, what one of the requests you can make at a new moon is, spirit, move through me, remove obstacles and help me to see what needs to be done without the stronger messages, right? Like show me in a gentle way. It shouldn't take getting sick. It shouldn't take, I had the same conversation with Maria Menounos not that long ago. And she was saying, why did it take a brain tumor for me? Why did it take MS for you? And it's like, I don't know why it did. It shouldn't take getting sick. But that's the universe trying to tell you something. And when I didn't listen, it had to knock harder and knock harder and knock harder. And as soon as I opened Sage Goddess, my health improved 100%. You think that's a coincidence? I don't really think so. It's the biggest gift I've ever been given. But can you even see the challenges in your life as part of your path? I think that's the real question. Debbie wants to have an abundance of money to help others. I love that so much. I love that. So Camilla's doing it, right? Please let me get the messages without a harsh message. Please let me hear you the first time is what I say to Source, to Spirit. Every night before I go to bed, I say, please let me hear you the first time. I don't want you to have to knock on my door that loud ever again. And I do listen. And sometimes it's really hard to listen. I love that. So Jessica is going to live in love and health and comfort. Love that. And Jessica, I saw love for you too. So I'm going to add love to your little screen there too. Help me to see the signs. I love that. Annette Dean, so beautiful. And Karen Carley, that's right. Ganesha, the remover of all obstacles. You guys know all the things to do. Now you just have to do them. And then you absolutely have to believe and trust. Yes, Tanis, I believe that all disease has a karmic tie. And I'm working on a class that is called The Spiritual Roots of Autoimmune Disease, because I really believe that everybody who has an autoimmune disease actually has more of a spiritual problem than a physical problem. And if they can address the spiritual problem, then the physical problem gets relieved. And so I'm on this mission. I've actually talked to medical experts in the field of autoimmune research about this. And it's interesting how the ones who are really interested in integrative health acknowledge that there is for sure an emotional and a spiritual component to autoimmune disease where your body is attacking itself. Why is your body attacking itself? Because either you didn't love you enough, or in your maternal line or your paternal line, there's a lack of love, self-love. And so your body shows up hating itself and trying to destroy itself from the inside out. That's a spiritual problem first, and then it manifests in a physical problem for sure. Okay, so are you ready to seal these intentions? I'm ready to seal them with you. Take your 2 stones, whatever you're working with. I like to put them in my left hand, cover them with my right hand. You can blow your breath across them to seal the energy and the intention too. And so spirit guides of the new moon, to our spirit guides, to the guides of this group that has gathered here tonight. I'm so grateful you were here with me tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. I ask that you fertilize and nourish these seeds that have been planted tonight by us. Seeds of hope and faith and desire, the 3 most important and powerful human emotions. Aries knows that better than anybody. I ask tonight that for every single person watching now and who will watch later, because time is not linear, I ask that every one of your desires come to pass in perfect time for you and in alignment with your purpose. I ask that they come to pass in a way that supports the highest good of all beings. In other words, you always want your intentions to come to pass, but never to harm any others in the process. And so I wish for you everything that you seek in perfect time and in divine alignment with the good of all beings. And together we say, Amen, Aho, and so it is. It is done. It is already done. It was done before you came here tonight. I believe that with all my heart. I think you showing up here tonight is just an affirmation. You knew this in your heart. You know that you're supposed to be doing this. You know that what you want isn't just your desire, right? What you seek is seeking you. What you want is wanting you. That person, that relationship, that job, that thing is also desiring you. And so what a beautiful thing that you are desiring it back, which tells the universe, I'm ready. Are you ready? Say it out loud. I'm ready. I'm ready. And then take a deep breath, because the last thing I'm going to leave you with tonight. Are you ready? Are you ready? The last thing I'm going to leave you with tonight, I want you to imagine the image. As soon as you set an intention and then give it to the universe like we just did, all the little pieces of the puzzle start to come together. All of a sudden, the person who's going to help you with that business starts to feel like maybe they want to move a little bit closer to where you live. They don't know why, but they feel like they want to move from Portland to Tucson or whatever. So all of a sudden, people start being moved closer to you to help you. All of a sudden, that house that you felt like you could never get rid of because it just never sold anytime you put it on the market, all of a sudden there's an offer on it because somebody just felt compelled that they had to have your house. all of a sudden that pain in your lower back is gone. You're not sure what, but because all of these, or that doctor, there's a doctor that arrives and that doctor has specialty in just your condition, and they just moved to where you live. In where we live, there are 2 hospitals that I use for myself and my daughter, and they've always been separate. I just found out this week that they have joined and formed a partnership. So I no longer have to work with 2 different hospitals for our care. Do you have any idea how huge that is? They're partnering. When I just looked up and said, just thank you for that. Like, I couldn't have ordered that. I would never even have thought to set that as an intention, that these 2 huge hospitals with nothing in common would partner. And so now everybody's records are going to be shared and the doctors are going to be together. I mean, how? That's the universe conspiring to support you and make life easier and better for you in every way. And so when you start to see those little things happening, say thank you. Just look up. I just look up and smile and wink a little bit. It's like, oh, I see you, universe. I see. And it's beautiful. It really is. Woo! Good stuff tonight. I feel like I want to go dancing. Like sometimes after ritual, I'm exhausted. I don't know about you. Like I've got a little pep in my step. So I hope that this ritual has energized you that way too, on every level. So I'm going to extinguish my candle with thanks to our guides for igniting something really powerful within us too. I always watch the smoke. Where does it go? If it goes to the north, wisdom is being activated. If it goes to the west, your emotions are being activated. If it goes to the south, your passion's being activated. If it goes to the north, there might be ancestral energy being activated or karmic energy being activated. So always watch the direction of your smoke. And then I'm going to open our beautiful circle, releasing all the guides and guardians of the Northern Gateway. We're so grateful for the wisdom, the connection to our ancestors and our karmic lines. We release you from your service to the circle. Guardians of the Western Gateway, thank you for allowing us to feel these emotions tonight, process them, get in there, do some of the dirty work of understanding that our emotions are welcome. All of our emotions are welcome, but then how to integrate them, how to balance them, and how to bring them into alignment. So we release you from your service to the circle. Guardians of the South, thank you for the courage it took tonight to do this work, the passion it's going to take us to manifest these intentions as they unfold. We release you from your service to the circle. And then Guardians of the East, it's a new day. And this new moon in Aries is just the kick in the pants we needed. Do you think it's an accident that it lines up right with Mercury going direct? I don't think so, except Saturn is about to go retrograde. And so later this week. And so Saturn is the planet of life lessons. And so Saturn is going to show you over the coming weeks some unfinished business. And the question will be, did you learn the lesson? If you did, it's going to be an easy go for you. If you resisted the lesson, it'll be a little more challenging, but just recognize that Saturn at work, but Mercury is direct, communication patterns are aligned, and it should be a smoother go on the communication and relationship front for sure. I know. Well, it's okay. I'd rather have Saturn retrograde than Mercury retrograde almost any day. Saturn retrograde is about bigger patterns. And again, if you're a spiritual person who's on your path and you've been doing the work and not resisting it, you're going to have a really easy go of Saturn retrograde, much easier than people who've been saying no, or I'm not ready to learn, or I don't want to do that. Next month, new moon Taurus. If you're a Taurus, I made this kit for you because I love you so much. We have this beautiful symbol for Taurus. Look at that red tiger's eye. So the next month's tools, if you want to get them, are 18% off today with code NewMoon18, but that expires. And you can use that code on anything you want on sagegoddess.com. Of course, you have your beautiful Indulgence perfume. You have your gemstone set. And then we made you a body polish that is absolutely divine. And so that is for you to use in your bath or your shower before you prepare for ritual. Isn't that beautiful? So, so, so special. I'm trying to get you the notes of the perfume, which are tuberose, tonka bean, and cacao absolute. Pure chocolate and tuberose and tonka bean. Tonka bean is meditative, protective, supports manifestation. Tuberose is beauty, love, and transcendence. You're going to lose your mind for that particular blend. Now, there's no coconut oil in this scrub. And so if you have any problems with coconut oil, you are safe. And our perfumes are all made with jojoba oil, so there's no coconut there either. Isn't it beautiful? Ah, seriously, if I would get the set just for the perfume, you'll lose your mind, because the perfume is the same notes, the tuberose, tonka bean, and what was the third one I just told you? Tuberose, tonka bean, and cacao. Absolute, which is pure chocolate. That's why it's a little bit dark, because cacao absolute is brown. Tuberose is, of course, a white flower, but that cacao absolute makes it a little bit dark and sexy. Enjoy. Have a beautiful rest of your evening, everybody. Really, really, really focus. The last thing I'm going to tell you is, because I just told my students this last night, every thought you have creates a vibration. That vibration goes out into the universe and it finds matches and it brings it back to you. So if your thoughts during a new moon phase are all about happiness and contentment and peace and sending love, like in every moment, just stop and think, I'm sending love to the entire universe, love to my whole family, love to everyone I know, love to everyone in my community, love to everyone who has wronged me in the past, love, love, love. That is going to return to you. The universe is going to create a vibration for that. It's going to find matches and return all of that to you in different forms. So it might look like somebody loving you at the gas station, or somebody loving you while you're driving on the freeway, or somebody loving you by showing up in a beautiful way in your life. If you think destructive thoughts at the new moon, or you are unkind or cruel in any way, all of that comes back to you too in a much more powerful way, because again, in the darkness is when you have the strongest ability to imprint on the field. So just be mindful of your thoughts, be mindful of your actions, be mindful of the music that you listen to. I actually was just talking to one of my teachers. Do you ever think about the music you listen to? If the person who recorded it was in a low frequency at that time in their life, you are still working with that frequency when you listen to it, and you have to transmute that in your energy field versus listening to high vibrational music, some of the solfeggio frequencies. I mean, there's a lot of really beautiful binaural beats, and you can find all of this on YouTube, but listening to spiritual music actually raises your vibration. But when you listen to music that's recorded by someone who's in a state of destruction and disease and unhappiness, that's also inviting that energy stream into your life, and then it all comes back to you and you don't know why. So all of it must be thought about. Aho. Okay. Lots of love from me to you. I will see you guys soon. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy the rest of your new moon. And thank you for being here with me. Truly, it was a pleasure to be with you tonight. I'll see you soon.